The recent live stream talking about the Writhing Wall event left a lot of people in the ESO community with more questions than answers. So let's go ahead and hop right into it and talk about exactly what the community is wanting to know. Now, we do know the Writhing Wall event will be starting on October the 13th at 10 a.m. There will be no downtime or any kind of maintenance or update or anything you have to do for this event. It's just going to start at 10 a.m. on the 13th. But during this live stream, there was one part here that people were curious about where it says Phase 3 won't start until after Update 48 is live at the earliest. So I'm assuming it's not going to let you get to Phase 3 until Update 48 is live. But the question that a lot of people had, and they went to the forums kind of to ask this, and one of the community managers, Kevin, did respond. They were curious what's going to happen considering PC and Mac will have the update 2 to 3 weeks before PlayStation and Xbox. As we all know, I'm a console player. This has been like this in the game for as long as I've played it, to where the updates on console don't come out till a couple weeks after they do on PC. And unfortunately, that's just something that happens. It is to do with Xbox and PlayStation themselves, getting those updates passed through everything that they have to do when they upload an update to consoles. So the only way that they could do this would be delay Phase 3 coming to PC and Mac. And I'm not sure how exactly they're going to do that, considering all of the Update 48 stuff is tied to Eastern Solstice, which is on the other side of the wall. So that's one thing that a lot of people were asking. Kevin did not have an answer. He said he would talk to the team and find out. He said they will have a post next week kind of detailing everything about the Writhing Wall event, so we may get some more information then. I will make a separate video about that next week when that is released. But that is a big question. How exactly is this going to work if it is a competition? First of all, like they keep talking about, PC and Mac are going to have a 2-week advantage. But at the same time, if you delay PC and Mac's kind of Phase 3 part of Update 48, then you're going to have to delay everything they can do in Update 48. So I'm not really sure how they're going to do this. We'll have to wait and see. The next thing they talked about was something that a lot of people were asking in the chat during the live stream, and that was when the Writhing Wall actually goes down. If you missed that, is that the only time you're going to be able to see it, or can you redo it or anything like that? And here was the answer.
A specific question about the moment when the wall comes down. Like, what if I'm not there for it? What if I'm at work? Is that something that I will be able to see on my own time, or is it a server-wide moment that only happens once?
When the wall is breached after the Soul Tower has been taken out in the Writhing Fortress, that is a server-wide moment that will only happen one time. But that
Okay.
isn't the final end of the Writhing Wall. It has a hole punched through it. The wall is still standing. You have to uh, through the zone quests, the storyline through Seasons of the Worm Cult, you will get an opportunity to bring down the wall for good. And that's something that everybody can do on their own time and see.
And I'm sure it's kind of disappointing to a lot of you because other games do this. Fortnite is one that comes to mind. A lot of people have always said they miss these events inside of Fortnite because, they may be at school, work, whatever goes on in real life. Of course, that always takes precedent. But this is one of those things, unfortunately, when you do events like this, people will miss out. They did say that you will get to participate in other things that take down the wall completely with story quests and stuff. And I'm assuming all that's going to be from, Eastern Solstice once we're kind of through this first part of the wall. But it is kind of disappointing to know if you do participate in Phase 1, Phase 2, you get to Phase 3 and you're having to do something else that day and the wall actually goes down, you're going to miss out. And the last thing they talked about that was kind of interesting to me, and the community did have a little bit to say about it, was the rewards. Now, they did say they will not have tickets available during this event, but there will be reward coffers for repeatable quests. And you can get things like the Caltrops Bone Skill Style Fragment, the Outfit Style Pages, the Hatchling Pet Fragments, of course, the Siege Camp Only Strike Motif Pages, the Zone Story Quest Memento, and then the Writhing Fortress Reward unique title called Wall Breaker. They said this will be only available during Phase 3. So if you do not get that during Phase 3, you will not be able to get it after that. So this is something that you will have to get during that third phase in a certain part of the phase. So this, I think, was one of those things the community did not like either, because you're not going to have another opportunity to get it. So if you miss out once again on that part, you may miss out on that title. If you're missing out on that part of phase 3 that you had to be involved in to unlock the unique title. I understand why they do stuff like that. That is something to get players to want to play the game. The whole FOMO idea of you're going to miss out on something. And a lot of games do that, where you feel like you always have to go in and play so you're not missing out. And ESO has done that with a lot of events over the years, where they add one new thing or, maybe 2 new things, and people feel like they have to go play. But having a title tied to a certain part of this, where it's the only time you can get it, I do understand a little bit why the community was kind of upset about that. So they do have a lot of questions to answer in that post they're going to put out sometime next week about the event just in general. It was kind of odd, because once the stream ended, a lot of people in the community felt like they were left with more questions than answers when it comes to some of these things. And I'm sure there was other questions as well, but these were the 3 kind of bigger things that the community has been talking about. I will be interested to see what these answers are going to be, what the response from the team is going to be, especially when it comes to how that event is going to work. If it is a competition and Update 48 launches earlier for PC than it does on console. So it's going to be an interesting event. I think it has the potential to be a great one. I think it has the potential to be something that ZOS may continue to do each year, some type of large community event that goes on the server for just that particular time, or kind of time frame. But at the same time, it is something that is kind of disappointing to some fans if they don't get to participate in each individual phase of this, or if they do things in the future. It's going to be one of those things that some people are just going to miss out on, and sadly that's kind of part of the idea that they're doing here. The other thing that a lot of people are curious about, and I have talked about a few times here on the channel, is how is this going to work for anyone that is new to the game? Let's say sometime next year, and they go into Western Solstice, and they're playing around doing the story, and the story really is focused on taking down the wall and getting to that other side for Eastern Solstice to open up. I'm not sure how they're going to tell that story or what they're going to do there exactly. I'm sure they've already thought of that, but it's interesting to me. We haven't heard anything about that yet for newer players. I would assume they would have some type of story progression there for new players once they start the game, because the wall's not going to be, not going to be up then like it is now. This whole thing they have built up for this event. If you start playing the game next year, it's going to be completely different, new zone that everyone else is participating in the next season. But at the same time, if you want to go back and, purchase DLCs and things like that, that a lot of players do when they go on sale or whatever, it's going to be kind of odd to participate in the story when it's really tied to this whole wall event that has been kind of built up for the entire year. So leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts about the Writhing Wall event. Is it something you're looking forward to? Is it something you're going to participate in? I've seen some people say they're really looking forward to it. Some people seem like they don't even care that that it's coming to the game. And some people are still really confused exactly how this is going to work, because they did leave us with a lot more questions than answers during this live stream. So leave me a comment with your thoughts. And of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.